Hi YouTube, so today I'm going to be talking about Sun in the 12th house. Now, this video, late, I know. Why is it late? It's hard to understand 12th house energy. It's not just about being imaginative and elusive and dreamy and it's not about just isolation and sensitive people. Like, this energy goes so deep. So if you're not channeling it, like if I'm not channeling it and meditating on it, it's not going to come out good, you know? And I was meditating on it and I was doing it for 30 minutes and I was just got into this really meditative state and I was just sitting there like, and things were just coming to me. Things that I never really understood about the 12th house and how they think, how they feel. Not just necessarily how they're perceived, but rather how they feel about themselves. Because, ego, sun, identity, sun. Okay, so you have the planet of ego, identity, of self, and whatever house the sun is in is the area of our life that is lit up. It is where we are seen, you know? And although when it falls into the 12th house, it is still seen, it is not seen for what it actually is. So we have these perceptions of the 12th house. But is it what it actually is? What they actually are? Or is it what they think that they actually are? Is it for what it actually is, There's no concrete definition. You feel me? It's not just about isolation. It's not about the physical characteristics either. It's the identity. It is the identity of self, the sun. It is what they identify with. So it's very hard to channel what the 12th house sun identifies as because it's like, you don't know. Like, I didn't know because it's so deep and so confusing. That's all I was feeling, is just really confused. Every time I film a video, I have to channel the energy. And the 12th house is like so hard because it's almost like being able to feel it, but not being able to explain it or not being able to define it. And that's exactly how I feel the sun in the 12th house feels. It's all about feeling. The 12th house is the subconscious. It is the house of not necessarily the unknown, but what's underneath. It's about multiple realms. It's the connection between the conscious and the unconscious mind. It's being able to feel and feel what others feel feelings that aren't there. It's about intuition, but not necessarily what is real about the intuition. It's this game where that they play with their intuition, where it's like they don't know if it's their intuition or their paranoia, if that makes sense. Multiple voices in the head, almost as if they can be invaded easily. Because when we talk about the sun, it's almost like the aura, the essence of a person, just what you see, the energy that they kind of give off. So when it's in the 12th house, it's almost like it's not there, making the aura a little bit weaker, making it more susceptible to foreign invaders, causing them to need to be in isolation, causing them to need to be alone because of that almost mutable water energy that's so fluid that almost anything can invade it if it's not protected. There's this sense of feeling like there's no boundaries, but not in the way that everybody thinks they have no boundaries. Not in the way that it's like they have boundaries with other people. They understand other people's boundaries. They understand what they should ask. They understand what they should not say. They understand how far and how pushy they should be. They understand boundaries. But it's like people don't understand their boundaries. Because of that open energy that almost needs to be taken care of, you need to be meditating, you need to be taking salt baths, like salt with Epsom salts. You need to be using sage, you need to use Palo Santo, you need to listen to some meditative music, you need to almost come back into your conscious and kind of recollect your energies, because if you don't, you're going to have invaders, and that people will invade your energy if you have more of a weaker aura, causing you to feel things that aren't your feelings, causing you to feel drained, a lack of energy, causing them to not want to deal with reality. It's all in the mind, because they have this ability to disassociate from their human form, if that makes sense. A feeling of not being a human entity, a feeling of not belonging to the human race, a feeling of not belonging in general, a feeling of being misunderstood, causing them to disassociate and daydream. It's not just, oh, they're daydreamers. There's a reason to why they do this. And it's almost like it's our faults. And the reason why they feel like they don't belong here is because they don't. They're not here to resonate with us. They're here to guide us, guide regular humans. The 12th house is a very healing energy, and the reason why the gates of the subconscious and the conscious minds are open is so that they have the ability to come here into this reality, in this realm, to help us, to guide us, to give us spiritual wisdom, to give us healing energies. You know what I mean? They have a bridgeway between this realm, this reality, this dimension, and almost others. So they have the ability to channel energies from other places, from higher beings, from higher knowledge, in order to pass it on to us. Now, when they don't understand this, they'll feel lost. They'll feel like lost souls, you know? They'll feel like nobody understands them. They'll feel unseen. They'll feel unheard. They'll feel weak. They'll feel passive. They'll feel fragile. They'll feel like they have no purpose, like they can't create anything practical, in a sense. Not saying that they can't, because you have to take into consideration the entire chart, but I feel as if they don't like this reality because they don't belong here. They see the imperfections of this reality, and they have a higher knowledge, and they understand that this secular world isn't it, you know? And they have a higher understanding of human behavior and human emotions, almost as if they weren't human. Like, they have the ability to understand human emotions as if they were more intelligent than human beings themselves. Because you'll notice that they are natural psychologists, but they cannot even study psychology. They cannot even study human behavior. They just low-key kind of know. Like, they understand feelings. They understand emotions. They understand the insanity of the human mind, it's because they have higher knowledge from somewhere else of the collective unconscious. So that bridgeway between the subconscious mind and this reality, they're able to gather wisdom and knowledge from the collective unconscious and bring it back by crossing over to this bridge, crossing back over the bridge to this reality. So it's very elusive and it can be very misunderstood um, if it's not deeply delved into. It goes further than being misunderstood. They can have troubles making friends growing up. They probably didn't do good in school or didn't like school because it's like this higher knowledge just knows that this is like not real. This realm is kind of just not fulfilling. It doesn't bring satisfaction to the artistic souls, to the wiser souls. It doesn't bring satisfaction to the soul itself. They see themselves as souls. They don't see themselves as beings. There's a disconnection. You will never understand them. You'll never understand what they feel. They'll never understand what they think. There's, like I said before, with the multiple voices, they have, in a sense, the ability to understand multiple personalities. But how do you think they understand multiple personalities? How do you think that? It's because they can have multiple voices in their heads, giving them different information, making it difficult for them to differentiate between intuition and paranoia, making it difficult to interpret what's their thoughts and what aren't their thoughts, making it difficult to interpret their feelings and what's not their feelings and what's someone else's feelings, what are the feelings of other people's unconscious. Able to enter your unconscious without you even realizing it. Able to know you, have a sense of who you are. They're able to understand you in ways that you probably don't even understand yourself. And it sounds like egotistical, but no, the ego doesn't satisfy them. They don't care that they know more than you. They'll never say it. And you know what? You may think that you know more than them, but it's not true. It's not true. They have a broader understanding of something deeper. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm trying to verbalize what it is, but it's like, because I'm not a sun in the 12th house, I don't know. But there's a sense of like them just knowing so much more than what we can comprehend, because they can come off as lost souls. They can become drug addicts. They can become addicts with self-destructive behaviors. They can become addicted to being a victim when they don't understand that they have a higher purpose to guide them. So it's like they can almost hear thoughts from the unconscious realms that we normal humans can't, and then they can pick up the vibrations from the actual humans. So I'm sure that can be very exhausting. I'm sure that can be very confusing. It feels so clouded. Like when I'm trying to like explain things, it's like I'm almost there, but I'm not there to explain it. I don't know. Something with dreams, dreaming of a different place, leaving that daydream is almost it's hard to define. They're hard to define, and they can't define themselves. And at times they daydream, and that daydream thing isn't really them like leaving dimensions and stuff like that. That actually can be them. There's two different ways this energy can be channeled. It can be channeled in that like higher being and gathering information from the unconscious and the collective unconscious, or daydreaming about who they want to be. Hard to define self. There's a clouded judgment around who they are and how they're perceived. Doesn't like confrontation, runs away from a lot of problems, doesn't like to deal with it. They don't see the point in it. They understand that it's just like pointless to dwell and deal with this reality. They don't want to do the laundry. They don't want to clean the house sometimes if they're not in the mood to do it. Because you can always clean the laundry. You can always do the dishes, bro. It's a sort of a lazy aspect to this placement. Unmotivated. It's that feeling of just being unsatisfied. What are you guys unsatisfied with? What do you guys hate? Like, I feel like it can be interpreted into laziness by regular people, but I just don't think it's laziness. Like, I think it goes deeper, and I think you guys are healers and with psychic abilities. When you protect your energy and you heal your own energy, it's like, that's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking. It's like being psychics and being psychologists without being psychologists, and being healers without being healed themselves. Pretty self-sacrificial aspect. Being able to understand your psychology without even being able to understand theirs. Very giving energy. Very loving energy. Energy that can be taken advantage of. Isolation needs to be isolated. That's when you will regather your energies. But if you just did this every day, you wouldn't have to go. If you just took time out of every day to take care of your body, to put healthy foods into it, because of that feeling of not feeling like a human and feeling more of a soul, you can actually forget to take care of yourself, taking care of your hygiene, taking care of the practical work of take care of yourself. That will help you a lot. Start meditating, start healing yourself before you start healing other people. Try to understand yourselves a little bit better. Write down things, write in diaries. Be consistent for once in your life. Very inconsistent energy. It's like, I feel like doing it, so I'm going to do it. Don't feel like doing it, so it's not going to be done. Ego here. The ego is diminished. They don't like to be praised. They don't like to be seen. Why don't you guys like to be seen? There's an ego. They hide it. The ego comes from the sense of altruism. They get a personal satisfaction of helping you without, like, if they can heal you, if they can help you, and if they can do something for someone and be taken advantage of at the same time, it's like almost an ego satisfaction. It's like being hurt boosts their ego. It's kind of a fucked up trait. Let me think about that. So helping other people without being told or recognized that they are helping someone makes them feel better. That's what boosts their ego. So they have an ego. That's not to say that the ego doesn't exist. That's not to say that they're these purely divine souls. No, actually a lot of them do suffer with demons on the inside. They're humans like everybody else in a different way, but they do have natural qualities. You know what I mean? That conscious mind still exists. That part that makes them human still exists, but there's more to them, is what I'm trying to say. There's a deeper part to them. So that ego does exist, just not in the way that other people's ego exists. Like, other people would want to help other people so that they can be known for helping other people. You guys don't want to be known for something that you're good at. Weird. Really great advice. They give really great advice. Terrible at taking their own advice. Will not take their own advice. You guys already know about your toxic relationship behaviors. But there's also this behavior that they have in relationships where they will run away. Instead of dealing with the problem, run away from the person they love. If the feelings get too heavy for them, too hard, it's hard for them to process like their feelings, like, which is really weird because you think that they would have a great understanding of emotions. No, they have a great understanding of your emotions, They don't have a great understanding of their emotions. That can be a little confusing. Love can be very overwhelming. Hard to structure life. Hard to structure their life. Hard to find talking in circles. Why am I doing that? Doesn't like materials, unsatisfied, yada yada yada. Okay. Identity crisis. Okay. Okay. I need to stop. Because I'm lost now. I'm hitting a road bump. I think I filmed for 20 minutes without realizing I was filming for 20 minutes. That felt like 5. And at the same time, I just like snapped out of whatever I was in. Like, honestly. Yeah, like I got very lost for a second and it felt like I was talking for 5 minutes. I looked at the time and it's like 20 minutes. So I don't really know what I said. If I over-explained some stuff, I'm really sorry. I don't know. I felt like I was just going in circles, but there was like this need to express some stuff. I have to rewatch it to understand what I was saying. Sorry. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.